have. So we talk about internal motivation. What comes from inside? Again, internal comes from inside. External motivation comes from where? Other people. Somebody else influenced your mind for you to even sign the application. Parents, teachers, other influential people that made you say, I like that. I want to be just like that person. That's what we call that external motivation. Now let's continue. We're talking about power, prepare ourselves. We talk about organization. Now we're going to talk about evaluate. Evaluate means what? Man, let's talk about evaluate. Evaluate means I did something. I don't like the outcome. Or I like the outcome. And I want to evaluate what happened. So I'm doing this SLS class. And I do my work and I see that I'm getting good grades. Now, when you get a good grade, what do we do? How do we handle ourselves when we get a good grade? In current day, you can congratulate yourself. And you say, what does Professor Dean mean? Congratulate yourself. So when something happens good, depends on the place that you're in. If you're watching a game, if you're playing a game, maybe on your PS4, maybe on your Xbox, and you win, what do? You scream and say, yeah, I did it. Same thing when you get a grade. Congratulate yourselves. Say, yes, I got an A. Yes, I got a B. Congratulate yourself. And why would I say that? The reason you're going to congratulate yourself is because sometimes our external motivators don't know how to congratulate us. Our external motivators are busy with the things in life. They can't help to motivate us. Sometimes you go to them and you says, Mommy, I got a good grade. And they say, get another good grade. Get another A. Or you say to your husband or your spouse or your girlfriend, I gotta get another good grade. And they something like, that's all. So in that moment and in that time, when you're looking for somebody to congratulate you, and you have no one to congratulate you, I say congratulate yourself. Scream loud, say it clear. Congratulate yourself. The next thing you should be doing, you should be comparing what you're doing and see what you could do better. That is what we call evaluate. Now let's move on to the word rethink. Rethink is thinking about something and says, no, I failed the class. I failed the test. What should I have done differently? I failed the exam. I failed the quiz. What should I have done differently? Maybe one answer. I should have prepared better. Should have studied hard for the test. Should have stick to my time management goal. And we're going to talk about that later today. What is that time management that Professor Dean put out there for you? We're going to talk about that. And we can also look at what else I'm going to do. In Rethink, we're also going to talk about my career. I tell Miami-Dade College that I want to be a nurse because I want to make $20,000. But I want you to rethink your career. Did you choose your career on money? Or did you choose your career based on what you love? Did you choose your career based on something that will satisfy you? So today I want you to rethink your career. Rethink. Why did I choose a career? What I plan to get out of it? And before we keep going, make sure we have a career that we can have for almost life. Too often people come to college and they change their major for the simple reason is when they go on the job, they don't like the job anymore. They like the money but not the job. So they start rethinking their careers. I want you to take a moment when you do your career assessment and also when you do your time management. I want you to rethink about your career. Make sure what you chose is what you want to do for life. Because when life kicks in and you're not happy anymore, it's not going to be easy, ladies and gentlemen. It is not going to be the easiest thing to do. So that's what we're talking about. Rethink. So this morning I talk about prepare for college. I talk about Professor making a mistake here. Organizing for college. I talk about what we should do to work, prepare ourselves mentally, developing a growth mindset versus a victim mindset, motivating ourselves. We looked at internal motivation. We looked at external motivation. Then we talk about evaluating ourselves, rethink our careers, make sure what you choose is what you like to do. And we're going to do a career assessment to ensure what we choose is what we like to do or what we were designed to do. It's not all about money every day, ladies and gentlemen. It's also a part of what you should be doing for life. Rethink. Rethink means let's look at what we're doing and what we could do differently. So that is what we're talking about in power. Right? We're also going to be looking at what is our learning styles. Some of you could have a learning style where you like to write and read, and that is covered properly in your chapter. Some of us have a learning style where we need to watch a video. In this day and age, we may have to watch a video because we want to see that video over and over again to help us. Some of us may need instructions by writing. So what is a learning style? A learning style is how you like to learn. Now, how many of us like to read a book? Maybe 5 of us, maybe 10 of us, Maybe all of us. But guess what? Professor Dean don't like to read. Oh, I don't like to read. But it's necessary to get through. So is that my preferred learning style? No. My learning style is by doing. My learning style, I got to see it to believe it. I'll watch a YouTube, I'll watch a movie, I'll act stuff out, I'm doing. So some of you may like looking, acting. Some of you may just like reading and like, why doesn't this lady be quiet? I don't need to hear a lecture. So you like to learn independently. So the learning styles we're talking about is reading, writing. Number 1. Number 2, visual or graphic. The graphic person may be like one of my sons. He will draw every single thing. He will doodle, D-O-O-D-L-E. Again, the word is doodle. D-O-O-D-L-E means to draw, right? So that's the word. He will draw everything, right? He would also watch movies. He would also play the piano. But he is that kind of kid. And he would run a classroom. But he's energetic also. But he's visual and he is graphic. Then auditory. Maybe the ones like you who could listen to hear teacher Dean talk all day. Right? You could listen to teacher Dean talk all day. Then we have the tactile. They like to touch. They like to do everything with their hands. So those are what we call the learning styles. Now we're going to move on and we're going to talk about or listen. You're going to listen for me for a little bit on chapter 2 and chapter 3. Chapter 2 is talking about creating a time management, a time log. So in your assignment for this week, you're going to create what we call a time log. You're going to be watching a YouTube video. When you watch that YouTube video, then you're going to do what? Create your time log. And in the time log, you're going to tell me from you wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. You wake up, you put on your clothes, you get dressed, whatever you do. You get started at class at 8 o'clock. Then you tell me all your activities for today or for the entire week. When you do that, it's going to indicate to you how much time you have to study. You're going to put in your work hours. You're going to put in your study hours. You're going to put in what you do every single step of the way. That is what you're going to do for your time management log. And I'm going to post a video or a link and say, watch this video and watch how this professor is teaching you, somebody that I learned from, about time management. And then you're going to fill it out with your activities, including how much time you spend online, Facebook, social media, when you spend your time on all these sites. Give some approximation, and then you will evaluate for yourself how much time you have for study. So you're going to create a log. Also, you're going to look at why you're doing the time management sheet is to record your to-do list. You're recording your to-do list, right? And also you're going to incorporate, you're going to look at it to see, when do I have a test? When do I not have a test?